We just need to do the right things. And for healthy people, I always say if you do 70% right, you can do 30% wrong.
Okay.
If you are sick, you have to do 100% right.
Let me ask something then. Has our country contaminated yours with McDonald's?
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
So we've contaminated.
Virus here.
All right. So yeah, we're striking back against the motherland, the hinterland.
You have to still remember there's 14% of cancers or illness that is caused by outside forces or sources, which is diet related or exercise related, breathing related, and so on. But the preservatives are poisons. That's how it's. Daniel, if you just ask yourself, how does something preserve something? By killing it. Because if it's dead, it cannot rot. That's preservation. So now we eating not just the dead food, the enzyme, there's no enzymes in it, there's no nutrition in it, but also what we're eating is whatever they use to preserve this food, to kill this food at the first place. It's like Roundup from Monsanto. We are eating the pesticides, insecticides with the food. So the inside, the milk, by the way, Daniel, please, people need to understand, stay away from milk. Never, ever, ever, ever touch milk. Do not drink milk. Do not have anything that has milk in it. Milk will kill you. And it is just one of the outside forces that really is causing cancer, illness, and early death. And by the way, acne, if you take your teenager off milk and dairy products, the acne disappears in 99% of the cases. So, in my experience. But what people really need to understand, we need to stay away from elements that we know are killing us. That starts with McDonald's. I mean, if you eat it once a month or once every 3 months or once in a year, it doesn't really do any harm.
Well,
you might just get a stomach ache.
Okay.
But everything is on a regular basis, Daniel. That is where the problem starts. Everything is on a regular basis. And we need to have living food, and twice a year we should do really 21-day juice diet. You buy a juicer, the cheapest one, and just start juicing. You cannot get such a good cleansing or such a good nutrition than from juice. There's nothing else. There's no supplement. You cannot buy a supplement that just does even 1% of fresh juicing.
Right. And in this question here, it says, are animals on the planet subjected to a negative mindset? Can animal, say, I mean, because I've had a dog that got cancer, and I'm sure a lot of people out there with animals have seen animals, cats or dogs get cancer. So are they stressed because they can't get a bone, or a cat can't catch a mouse? He's all stressed out, and I mean, what's going on there?
It's really true. I mean, I'm a dog lover and I'm a horse lover and horse breeder. And I first of all, the mindset, we know it with horses. I have performance horses, show jumpers. If they're not in the right mindset, they don't jump, or they jump too low and you lose every competition. The mindset of a horse does everything. In a dog, it's the same way. Remember that we all used to say a dog is like like their owner, because they pick up on the mindset. And that is kind of like where people need to understand. First of all, in dogs, the cancer is caused mainly by the vaccination. And since the vaccination is nearly mandatory everywhere for dogs, like the microchipping, Daniel, if wherever you put a microchip in an animal, they have cancer after 18 months at that spot where they have cancer, not maybe or getting it. They have cancer at the spot where the microchip is. So if you microchip your dog has cancer, or your cat, or whatever you microchip. Like with humans, same thing. That's why they want to microchip us, and that's why Obama has it in his healthcare agenda for 2013 to microchip us mandatorily worldwide. And the microchip is not just a sending unit, it's a receiving unit. They can basically not just trace you everywhere, but they can shut you off your immune system with the push of a button. They can make you aggressive or docile with the push of a button.
Okay.
If you get microchipped, you're as good as dead.
All right. And here's a question for you. Are microwaves bad for us? Are we being bombarded by microwaves?
Absolutely. First of all, they use it with HAARP to cause all the and use the chemtrails against us. But microwaves are really, really bad. If you microwave water, and people, some idiots wrote me, if you water your flowers with hot water, they die. I never said that, but my example is you microwave water, let it cool down again, and then you water flowers with it, and you buy the same flower, same pot, etc., in water with normal water, the one you water with radiated or microwave water will all die. They all die. They put soldiers in Iraq on microwave food for 3 days, and they needed to stop doing so because all the soldiers got sick after 3 days. Microwave is kind of like the most absurd thing. You radiate your food. It is so absurd. First of all, it's dead, and then it creates chemical reactions to turn your food even into toxic food. Mm-hmm. And then we have the electromagnetic chaos. We have the computers everywhere, the cell phones that cause the brain tumors. And so please do not put your cell phone on your head. Put it on speakerphone and hold it away. And then at least you don't only get cancer in your hand. But the cell phones cause cancer. There's no doubt about that.
Sounds like
the
electromagnetic.
Yes, sir.
Sounds like the only real thing to do is just check out of society, check out of the grid, and go live in the mountains somewhere. Really?
No, Daniel. See, that's exactly what people should not do. People should just really just be more responsible. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you have your cell phone on your head for 3 minutes, it doesn't do you any harm in my experience. Mm-hmm. But some people are hours and hours and hours on the phone. You feel how hot the phone gets, and they basically microwave their brain all the time. It's microwaves. You know, that's how your cell phone works.
Let me ask you.
And you just need to do everything responsibly, and as you said, in moderation, or just smart. Use these headphones that have no electric cables. And you're absolutely safe. We just need to look for safe ways of doing so. Mm-hmm. Not skipping it, not getting out. No, there is no. Please do not hide anywhere. Don't come up with the idea you dig a hole and you live in a bunker for the rest of your life. Then you die anyway because you die of loneliness. But what we need to come together again. Mm-hmm. See, my bodyguards, for example, I have so many death threats you cannot even imagine. Been shot at, my car's been bombed. My bodyguards, my head bodyguard was one of the main bodyguards of General Petraeus, and he just came back from Iraq to protect me because it's getting wilder and wilder here. Mm-hmm. Daniel, 3 years ago, people started to wake up. I'm in this field since I'm basically 12 years old, being scared, my mother dying from cancer, hepatitis C, and liver cirrhosis, and having 6 months to live. So that's when I started researching and looking into these things, even as a teenager. And I have found that people were not willing to look at natural alternatives, taking responsibility, and so on. 3 years ago, and a lot of friends of mine, like Nobel Prize nominee in medicine, Dr. Joel Wallach, and all these friends that I have, recognized the same elements. We recognized about 3.5 years ago, the mindset of the world changed. And this is what's giving me hope. There's so many people that are asking for organic food, that are asking for natural elements, that they're juicing, and they're feeding their children in the right way. Mm-hmm. That's why they want to control the foods in schools to poison our children and brain manipulate them.
All right. For those of you just joining the broadcast all the way from Germany, we have Dr. Leonard Coldwell. All right, Doctor, here's a question from New York City. How did you get interested in natural health?
First of all, when my mother had, let me start at the beginning. All 7 siblings of my mom had cancer. My mother had cancer. My grandmother and grandfather on my mother's side died of cancer. On my father's side died of cancer. My father died of cancer. My sister had cancer. All my uncles had cancer. My aunts had cancer. My father died of cancer. My stepfather died of cancer. And that was the start of me saying, just wait a second. There's something seriously wrong here. And if I grew up in an environment of pain, I grew up in an environment of, my mom had the gallbladder surgery that went wrong, and they gave her hepatitis C blood when I was around 7-ish. And she developed hepatitis C, from the hepatitis C, liver cirrhosis, and from the liver cirrhosis, liver cancer. When I was 12 years old, they said she has a maximum of 6 months to live. And then I started as a teenager, how wild it might even sound. As a teenager, I tried to understand what's going on. I had our 86-year-old semi-retired medical doctor, house physician, teaching me what I could understand as a child. I talked to people that were sick and got healthy. I visited every seminar. I tried everything on my mom, everything. Because the medical profession said, there's nothing we can do. Learn to live with the pain. Daniel, you need to understand. I knew my mom only crying from pain. The emergency doctor came every single day and shot morphine into her that she could cry a little bit less, not stop crying. She just cried a little bit less. Every time I came from school, I opened up the bedroom door to see if my mother is still breathing, if my mother is still alive. Every single day of my life. And every single day of my life, I have seen some relative dying. I have seen cousins dying around me, and everybody died of cancer. I knew more about cancer at the age of 16 than any physician, any doctor, any naturopath, anybody that deals with cancer would ever know about cancer and the side effects of the cancer of the loved ones of the cancer patients. And that's when I got into the stress field, because very often the relatives of the cancer patients really get sick too, from all the worrying, from all the stress, and some even die earlier or before the cancer patient. But I got there by necessity. There was, and what you have to see is, we have in Germany, it's the only country in the world where you are trained where you can be trained and have to be licensed by law as a naturopathic physician. And this is what people need to understand. It's a science for 6,000 years. It's a licensing science for 2,000 years here in Germany. Natural health or naturopathic treatments or natural healing or naturopathic healing. That's where homeopathy came from. That's where water treatments came. Everything came from Germany. So I tried with my mom from day one, everything, because the medical profession said there's no help, there's no cure. Learn to live with the pain and make the best out of the last 6 months you have to live. My physical father just left. He said, I don't want a sick wife. He just left. It was just me and my mom, me cleaning restaurants at the age of 12 before school and working in sandwich shops after school to physically support financially my mom and myself. And every seminar I could go to, everybody that talked to me, I tried everything from herbs, herbology, acupressure, acupuncture, hypnotherapy, and really everything. And my mom got a little bit better, still was alive 2 years later, 3 years later. She wasn't cured then. It took me up to I was about 22, 24 years old when we finally got the diagnosis. She's absolutely cancer-free. Her liver is 100%. Her liver is 100% today.
Nice.
You remember, she had hepatitis C, liver cirrhosis, and liver cancer. And 42 years later, she's 100% healthy. So I got in there by necessity. I didn't want to die myself from cancer. See, and I don't have cancer. I will never get cancer. But everybody in my genetic line has cancer. That's a proof cancer is not genetic to begin with. But what people need to understand, necessity brought me there, and results brought me there. It was trial and error. I worked on my mom. I saw what herbs worked, which herbs didn't. I saw what kind of treatments worked, what kind of mental treatments worked, what kind of emotional treatments worked. And so when I figured out that the only way to health or stay healthy is keeping the energy level up, and then backtracked it, what's harming the energy level, that's basically how I got into this field. And then with my results, when I had all these TV shows, of course, first they are all on my site and all the reporters, and then it airs. My first book comes out, Mama, Please Don't Die. I'm 14 years old, having a mega best-selling book. And then, of course, the mainstream media went after me like crazy. The government hired people to defame me, to create lies. And then, as I said, I've been shot at. My car has been bombed. So wow. I was all of a sudden getting all these phone calls from all these people out there that produced results. I had people that were 50 years in the natural health field that invited me to come, and they taught me everything they knew, everything they learned in 50 years of natural healing or natural treatments. Mm-hmm. I accumulated so much knowledge from people that produced results, from real healers, from people that cured people, not talking about curing people or killing people. Mm-hmm. I have so much knowledge. They all came to me. They all offered help to this 12, 14, 16-year-old teenager. You cannot imagine how much support I had.